Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling today? We all know what it's like to get offended when someone tells us that our own accepted truths is wrong. And we tend to have a low self-esteem when people keep breaking us down and breaking us down and breaking us down. But being offended is a sign of low self-esteem. It's a sign of an unfinished self-concept and the inability to grow. And that's why today's topic is being offended is just a projection of insecurity. We get insecure when we feel we are lacking in something in our lives. And we get offended when someone else has our weakness as their strength. And it's so much easier to judge them, call them out, then accept that we have that own weakness within ourselves and that we need to grow. And instead of learning from that person, we reject them and we immediately say, no, they're not good enough. And we get offended by other people's strengths because this is a sign of low self-esteem where your feelings about yourself change constantly. And when you see someone is doing well in an area that you are not, it's easier to judge them. It's easier to get offended. It's easier to try and debunk all the truths that they have created for themselves and accept it as well. We tend to fight what we cannot do or we cannot be because it is easier to fight against it and to get offended than to realize, okay, this is a weakness within myself and that's why I'm insecure. We don't always think about why we're insecure. We're just insecure. And we tend to take it out on other people as well because it's just easier to judge them. It's just easier to say they are worthless instead of working on yourself and working on your growth. And when we get offended by someone doing well, it births jealousy. And jealousy is known as the green-eyed monster for a reason because it makes you a monster. It makes you a very bitter, depressed person. It makes you constantly angry and irritated and very difficult to connect with. And for that reason, you lose a lot of people in your life. It doesn't help to be jealous because there's something that you can do about it. And it's all about pursuing bettering yourself. Because if you are constantly working on your growth and your self-development, you will not struggle with jealousy. Because you can see, okay, within myself, I'm not perfect, but I am working on it. And that gives you courage and that gives you a good idea of who you want to be and where you want to be. And it makes it so much easier to connect with people who are also doing their best to better themselves. Because it's all about your growth and what needs that are unmet that you can meet, what needs you can fulfill that you find lacking in your life. And generally, we tend to project what we cannot handle and what we cannot accept. So if you are jealous of someone, you will project your insecurity onto them by a response, a remark, or a reaction. And without even realizing it subconsciously, you will automatically reject that person because you feel like, but I'm not good enough to have this strength. And blaming other people is the worst thing you can do for your faults because no one else has to take responsibility but you for the decisions that you make and the attitudes that you have towards life. And it's important that when you are working on these things and when you are feeling jealous, to take accountability for your growth, your actions, and how you respond to your situations and other people. So thoughts is just a projection of insecurity. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Please feel free to leave a topic in the comment section and I'll make a video discussing it. Stay strong wherever you're from. See you next time.